We're in the midst of a technological revolution, from cell phones to the internet to, well, using cell phones while on the internet. Is old-fashioned face-to-face contact going by the wayside? Will our communities and our ability to relate to others in person be negatively affected by more distant internet relationships? Those are some of the questions being raised by social psychologist Melanie Green. Green acknowledges the powerful advantages of using the internet, but she says there's an ongoing debate,
which can be summarized as internet good versus internet bad. Is the internet tearing us away from our real relationships and getting us hooked into the machine instead? Or is the internet this amazing new thing that connects us to other people and allows us to experience communities that we hadn't experienced before?
Some of Green's internet research uses surveys which ask participants,
how satisfied are you with your life? As well as questions like, do you think you're using the internet too much? Have you tried to stop using the internet? And the interesting pattern that we find is that people who are using instant messenger a lot are also reporting having lower life satisfaction. And that same instant messenger use is related to feeling like you use the internet too much, feeling that you need to cut down on your internet use.
And outside the lab, many who do a lot of instant messaging agreed.
Oh, definitely. It's I don't know what it is, but I'll get on and check the same sort of websites and check my buddy lists and things, and it's just completely unnecessary. I probably did it 10 minutes ago.
Check my email probably 20 times a day.
To further explore internet effects, Green conducts experiments pairing students who've never met before.
Okay, we're just going to be going to this lab room down here at the end of the hall. I'll just get some basic information from you at first, and then we'll get started with the study. So if you can just step in here and we'll have a seat.
First, they fill out surveys measuring their current mood, including how tense, angry, and happy they feel. Half the subjects then engage in a face-to-face conversation discussing topics like school.
No, I didn't, but I live there, so.
Okay, so you're just taking it as a summer class there.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from, I grew up in Connecticut, and then I moved to Raleigh.
They're told that the study is measuring eye movements during conversation, and a non-functioning camera is present. But unbeknownst to this young man, the woman is actually part of the experimental team, and she has this same conversation with other subjects.
I only had 4 classes, and then, I've only been here for a year, so. Yeah. Oh, where'd you come from?
Meanwhile, other subjects are assigned to an instant messenger, or IM, conversation condition. The content is the same as in face-to-face, but in this condition, the experimenter is in another room.
And what we found was that after the interaction, people who had interacted over instant messenger were actually significantly happier than those who had interacted face-to-face, which actually at first was a little bit of a surprise to us.
Happiness may be higher with IM because it does not involve the scrutiny of face-to-face interaction, and women reported higher levels of happiness than did men.
We think that given that women are often a little bit more concerned with things like body image, appearance, and so on, that interacting over the internet may have taken that pressure off for the women even to a greater extent than the men.
But the positive impact of IM may be limited. When subjects were asked to compare face-to-face interactions in their everyday lives with everyday IM contact,
nobody said that instant messenger conversations were more meaningful than face-to-face conversations. And we had about a third of the participants say that instant messenger and face-to-face communications were equally meaningful or valid. But the vast majority, so about 64%, said that face-to-face or in-person conversations were more meaningful than instant messenger conversations. So I think there is a realization for people that, hey, this is something that I'm drawn into doing. Maybe it's a habit, maybe it's meeting some kind of psychological need, but the people who are doing it seem to sort of realize that, hey, this isn't the best thing for me to be doing. I think that people should be thoughtful about when they're using instant messenger and what they're trading off to use it. It's pretty easy to let an hour or two slip by on the computer. Could that hour or two be spent doing something that you're going to look back on and enjoy more in the long term? Should you step away from the keyboard and just call up your friend and go and do something?
And some are doing just that.
So instead of instead of getting online to spend 2 hours talking to somebody on a chat room, I would get online and say, hey, you want to go eat dinner somewhere, or you want to go play basketball or something like that.
Green recognizes that some internet relationships flourish and lead to real-world contact and a deeper bond. Future research is designed to better understand just how and when that happens.
One of the interesting questions is what makes the difference. So when do you decide to trust someone? When do you decide to take that next step, as opposed to just chatting on instant messenger and having an entertaining way to pass the time?